What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 2xTheGrind, where myself and my lovely partner PJ talk about all things to do with esports in our life, basically. Welcome to episode 14.
What if it's our first episode?
I was waiting for you. I was literally waiting for you.
You always say welcome back.
Talk.
What if we have a new viewer?
Well, then they need to get caught up, don't they?
They probably feel excluded. I'm just saying when you say that.
You've always got a nitpick, haven't you?
I'm just helping you be a better host, that's all.
Oh my god. This kid. Just wait till Infinite comes around. I'll be like nitpicking over your shoulder. Should have ducked that grenade. That's a bad grenade.
Well, it would be a good grenade if I need to duck the grenade.
No, I said you should have ducked that grenade, and then that was a bad grenade.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. Forget it.
Anyway,
hello everybody. He's a nightmare. Welcome
that's
back
not nice.
to episode 14. Episode 14. I'll give you an update on the basement as well, because I'm really excited about it. We've had our sheetrockers in for past 3 days.
Give or take,
3-4 days. For roughly nearly a week now. So the downstairs is, sheetrocked, which is awesome. And they're just
3
doing
days now.
The spackling.
3 days.
And
I just did the math in my head.
Yeah,
3 days.
3 days. They're doing the spackling now, and then I think tomorrow will be a bit more spackling and then a bit of sanding. And then it'll be ready to paint.
And
then we'll have
paint
the floor.
floors and then bring everything down.
It's all happening.
Should be done in like a week.
No.
A week and a half.
We're not going to be in there in a week.
Yeah, it'd be close to a week and a half.
Potentially. Anyway, half of it will be done, and the other half probably not done. Just because we're trying to have a race, aren't we? To get you in there, especially. To get the gaming portion done.
I really want to be down there for E3.
Yeah.
Be all set up, all good. Because you know what? We don't know what's going to happen. I feel like a beta is around the corner. Some flight testing.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of work to do. I got to prime it, paint it, lay down the floors.
When you go down there, though, we have a lot of things that are still in the works in terms of decorations and stuff, so they won't be up properly yet. But when it is completely 100% finished, we're going to give a proper tour up on this channel, and probably on your YouTube channel too. I think we'll double the video up a little bit.
We should get a group what's the word I'm looking for?
What?
Like a couple's YouTube channel.
A vlog?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a vlog. Yeah. We could do that. Would anyone like to see a vlog?
Because I don't know if you put it on this channel because it's technically a podcast channel, but we should start vlogging a little bit, especially when we travel again.
Yeah. I just feel like we've talked about it on here, and I think people would like to see it.
I mean, we can link it or...
A bit of extra content, a bit of extra
always
content.
Post it on here and post it somewhere else too.
Yeah. Well, as you know, we are trying coffees. So good coffee today. By the way, this is not we can hear it. There's no batteries in this. And I was letting you onto a little secret. When we have miniature bags that only hold enough for both of us, I wasn't lying to you the whole time. It's just the miniature bags that have already been, done and dusted with us trying the coffee.
We've already used it, yeah.
That's what we use for them. But these are very much full, aren't they, babe? Oh. That's just gone everywhere.
Oh my! Only you could have that happen. What's funny is I was actually gonna make a joke and be like, "It's actually sand. She's lying to you again." But then coffee actually fell out. Come out
everywhere. Oh well, doesn't matter. It smells lovely though. So the coffee actually we're trying today is from your mum and dad.
Yeah.
This is called Rufus Teague Smoke Roasted Java, and it's whiskey maple coffee. So that's really cool. And it says it's made for interesting folks who want a gooder cup of joe.
That's us.
So whiskey maple coffee. The back does say, after years of waking up at 4 a.m. to fire up the smoker and prep the days of barbecue, you'd be amazed at how much coffee old Rufus Teague drank. What kind of guy do you reckon Rufus is?
He's a good guy.
He's a good dude. He's a decent dude.
4 a.m. barbecuing.
He's getting there. He's ready. He's
smoking some coffee beans.
Guess it was only a matter of time before he threw some beans on the smoker and cooked them up fresh. Now that was coffee.
Yeah.
With a little experimenting, he got to these flavors: bold, unique, and kissed with the smoky goodness that's made Rufus Teague legendary in the world of barbecue. So yeah.
Cool.
Rufus, this one's for you, man. Should we give it a little sip? Well, it is for you because that's your coffee. Should we give it a sip? Have you already tried it?
Yeah, I've already been.
I'm guessing you've already been sipping it, haven't you? I have not tried. This is my fresh sip now.
Hopefully it's good because I made it.
Needs a bit of sugar, I'll tell you that.
Does it?
Yeah.
I put a good amount of sugar in that.
Did you stir it though?
Yeah, I did.
Taste that.
I know, it's strong.
No, but did you put sugar in? Is it the same as yours? No sugar.
I put sugar in mine. I put less sugar in mine than yours.
Right. I can't taste any sugar in this.
I'm not lying to you.
Don't, because it's full. Getting awfully hot as well. I'm getting awfully hot in here. It's roasting in here, isn't it?
You okay?
Yeah, it's warm. It's just warm. There's no sugar. I've been in the wars this week, everyone, haven't I?
Yeah.
Been in the wars this week. I cut my thumb. I don't know if you can see, but I've cut my thumb on I was actually cleaning a photo frame. Believe it or not, glass very sharp even when it's not like smashed.
Yeah.
Don't play with glass, folks. It's not fun. Yeah, that really hurt. And then I also kicked. I kicked a pole. Has anyone else kicked a pole before? Really
no,
hurts.
that doesn't really explain it though. We have our home gym. We still haven't showed anyone the gym. It's almost done. We'll show you eventually. Mm-hmm. And we have a squat rack, and like obviously like in front, or I guess behind the squat rack it would technically be, there's like plate holder poles, if that makes sense, where you could actually put your plates on top of. I'm sure some of you know what I'm talking about. And I literally don't know how. I couldn't tell you how it happened, but she walked into walked into it basically.
After doing a pull-up.
That's what happened. You did a pull-up.
Yeah. Pull-up and just
you did a pull-up, you jumped
bang.
down, and then like tried taking a step.
Yeah.
You've been battling.
I have. I've been in the walls, and I burnt my finger as well on some hair tongs. I'm in the wars at the moment.
In case you're wondering, this is a regular occurrence for her. This is nothing. This is nothing new.
No, it's very normal. But if I look battered and bruised, that is why. But what was I saying? Can't remember. Anyway, let's get on with this regular program, shall we, folks? We're actually going to discuss a very small amount of Call of Duty League today, very small amount. And then we're going to get into your Q&A questions, which I love your questions. Like, I love them. I absolutely love them. I love
nothing
seeing
to
what
talk
you guys
about for
want to
Halo,
talk about.
really, either.
Nothing really there.
Hopefully next week, though. We got a blog post coming out. Might be, I don't know. I think it might be soon. They usually do a blog post at the end of the month. What's today's date? 25th. That's what today is. Yeah, so soon. So I think it comes out on Thursday.
Yeah.
And then we'll have E3 pretty soon too. So a lot of Halo stuff soon to be talked about.
Very much so. And also maybe you can give us like a little bit of Valorant, because obviously Sen's in Iceland, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I don't really tune into Valorant very much.
Basically, Valorant, first international. I mean, I think it's technically a major it's the first international LAN, but I think it's a major. You had to qualify for it. Don't know how many teams are there. I'll be real with you. I think it might be 16. Could be less than that. But we're rooting for V1. That's why I'm wearing their sweatshirt.
V1,
or we're rooting
baby,
for V1,
V1.
and we're rooting for Sen. V1 actually just won against Team Liquid.
Awesome. So
and
we're
then
rooting
Sen,
for V1 and
I got
Sen.
Sen up right here. We're watching Sen versus Fnatic.
Perfect.
I don't know. The problem with Valorant for me is I don't know where regions rank, if that makes sense. Like, so, when NA is competing internationally, like I root for NA, but like I don't know if NA in Valorant is technically like number one. Yeah. Like in League of Legends, for example, like the Koreans are always insane and usually win worlds. I don't know if an NA team, I've seen an NA do okay, but they've never like won. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, this is the first test, so I'm pumped for them. I'm pumped for V1. They just beat Team Liquid, who I know Liquid's a good team.
Well, and then you root for Sen and then V1, right?
Yeah, of
obviously,
course.
Priorities.
Well, of course. If they play each other, I root for Sen. Obviously, Sen are my boys.
Of course.
But when you're in an international major, I'm rooting for America.
America.
Exactly.
America. I feel you.
Right now, it's Sen versus Fnatic.
That's cool. I mean, I'm not really into Valorant, but I do think it's cool, and it's not that crazy. I'm not into it. It's just I just don't know much about it. So
I love Valorant, but
I'm a casual. I would say casual Valorant watch. I know what's going on. I kind of know a little bit, but
love
not
Valorant.
huge. I've never ever played it.
I love Valorant. Similar issue to what I have with Warzone right now and Apex. I just don't have many friends. just playing solo. Just like
You got Matt, Royal 2 plays.
this is the problem with my teammates and even some of my friends.
Wes play?
This is the problem. They play at just completely different times.
Yeah,
and
it's
I
because
just
we're
don't.
old people.
No, like Matt. No. Royal 2 is waking up at like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
and I'm
that's
sorry.
rough.
He's waking up at like 10:30 at night. Our
Royal
time,
2
hitting his Peloton until like midnight. And I'm like, I'm like, what am I gonna do? Play one game of Valorant with the kid? Because the games are like 20 to 30 minutes sometimes.
I feel like Royal 2 lives in Australia in his time zone.
Oh, he's in Canada.
No, in his time zone.
Oh, okay.
In his head, he lives in Australia.
No, I know. Wes plays, but Wes is West Coast and he has work. Yeah. That's another part of the problem. A lot of my friends, I don't actually not have friends. A lot of my friends just actually have real shit to do. Unlike me, where I just am like, yeah, I'm pretty much free whenever, you know? But then it gets to 11 o'clock at night and I'm like, I don't want to. We're on a good schedule.
But I tell you what, babes, I think this is a good thing to like live by. Sometimes you just got to kind of, just play out of your comfort zone in terms of like just schedule, be like, okay, I know this is hella annoying, but I'll just play one time at this time because it's the easiest thing to do.
I do that
for everyone else.
I do
sometimes,
and
then they might do the same for you.
No, they don't. That's the problem.
Well, they won't
because I do that, and they don't do that for me.
Okay, well there we go. Selfish buggers. So we're going to talk a little bit about COD before we get into the Q&A.
Yeah.
And the one thing that's obviously sprung to mind is Huke. Again, we're back here again. Huke has been benched by LA Thieves.
This ain't a repeat.
Yeah.
It's not us talking about Dallas all over again.
No, it's not. It's
He's
different.
now been benched by LA Thieves,
which is bizarre. But he did actually put out a tweet that was kind of, I suppose, like, I don't know, it was a weird one. It makes me very intrigued.
It makes me really interested to hear his point of view of what's happening.
The way that he kind of worded this tweet at the beginning, it was, he says, apparently it's not okay for somebody to be happy nowadays. I don't know whether or not he is talking about like people on his social media like thinking that he's going to be upset or something, or whether or not he's actually talking about the situation.
I think it's about the situation personally. That's my take. How long,
He's gonna bring a YouTube video.
How long? I'm really interested to hear his point of view. Can I ask a question? And I don't want to dive too deep into it because it's about his personal life.
Yeah.
How long has he been dating? I know has a girlfriend. Do you know how long they've been dating?
No clue. No? I would have asked that to you. I have no clue. No.
I was just thinking if they've been together since before.
Have they been together in Halo?
I don't think so. Okay. I mean, it's been a couple years since I've talked to Huke, other than a couple messages here and there.
I've always
I feel like they were together last year. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it, but I was just wondering if, because I know I've seen his profile picture and a couple pictures here and there of him, being happy, doing normal things, going out and about.
You think maybe the happiness is to do with something like that?
Yeah, it could be, because people have problems with that. I don't know if it's is he not practicing because of him doing something else? I don't even want to speculate it because he's been such a top pro for so long, where I kind of give him the benefit of the doubt. He's won a good amount.
Well, he's an amazing player.
Exactly. So I don't think randomly now he's just not practicing or caring or anything like that. So we'll just have to wait for his take. What do you make of it though?
Intrigued.
Good move, bad move?
I think it's
to be determined.
I suppose it's really hard to judge this move because you're not on the inside.
Yeah.
You have a small little keyhole to look at and that's it. But for me, logically from an outsider, right, you look at this and you think you're benching Huke. I understand things haven't been that great and potentially things were a tiny bit better with TJ on the roster previous to that.
Just didn't have time.
No, but exactly. So what I was going to say is you just haven't had the chance to gel as a team and to choked again.
You all right?
Yeah, Rufus has really lit this coffee grind up, man. Woo, the whiskey. I nearly choked then. So, no, I was going to say, they haven't had time to gel as a team. They haven't had time to really go through the works as a team. And I think right now, I just think teams that are making changes are putting way too much pressure on rookies at this point in the season because they are quite heavily through the season now. And I think maybe they're just they're hoping for that snap change that you may occasionally get with the honeymoon, but forget that it takes work and time to be able to turn out an actual team, like a proper team.
Literally didn't have that. Toronto picked up Insight. They kind of looked same old, and then all of a sudden they clicked it together. I don't get it. I don't like.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They had a transition period where they were working things out as a team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but like obviously things become a little bit different. Like you can pick up a rookie, or you can pick up a new player, draft a new player in, and you look amazing because you're honeymooning, and then it does take a long time to you're playing without strategy there. Well, somewhat. You're playing based on instinct as a team, which means you're honeymooning really well because you're just flying, because you've got somebody
Everything's going great.
Everything's fun. Everything's great. Everything is brand new
we
and
all
fresh.
Love each other.
They can't read you.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then, but you haven't had that time when you're honeymooning to actually transition properly as a team, to actually work on stuff as a team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree 100%.
So from the outside looking in, it's always going to be, you know, from an outsider's point of view, always going to be a dumb decision to bench somebody like Huke if you have him. Because I feel like Huke is a player sometimes you want to, obviously you want him to bring characteristics that you need for your team into the team, like AKA play your life a bit more, son.
Yeah.
You know, just a little bit. But at the end of the day, like I feel like Huke might be a player you'd want to play a team around as well. Like you want to mold teams around him. He's like such we've heard this so many times, a generational talent that you'd want to kind of mold your team around him and make things work the best you possibly can with somebody like him on your roster.
Agreed.
Benching him is a terrible move
And
from
listen,
an outsider's point of view.
This is my take on it. Okay.
Go on, give it to me.
If it's not an internal issue, like if he is showing up to practice and doing everything right and doing the same old like he's probably always done for basically his whole life, it's the dumbest move I've seen. It's the same thing with Dallas. It's the same thing with Dallas. It's the same thing with them. Because whatever issue, if it's not an internal issue, like something is up with him in particular, I just think the decision is ridiculous. You just got him. You had 2 weeks. By the way, you had moments of brilliance, but then you also had moments where you didn't look good. Guess what that's called? Being a new team. You know?
I have a question for you. Because it has been twice now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it might be an internal
thing.
Yeah, I think it could easily be. I think I like Huke, so I don't want to speculate, but yeah, it could be an internal thing. The other thing is one of the potentials is it could not be that, and it could be that LA Thieves were uptrending somewhat, like with Venom and TJ. Huke becomes a free agent. LA Thieves apparently drop the bag, spend the bag and go get him, or I don't know how that whole thing worked, but that's what everyone says, obviously. They went on, got Huke and brought him in, and management was like, how do you not start Huke? And they kind of like forced him in to the starting lineup, maybe potentially against what the players wanted. That's like kind of the rumor. But personally, I don't know how, even if that is the case, management forced him in. I mean, understandably so. And I don't know how, I'll just say it, I don't know how he's not in for Venom. Venom is solid. He's by no means like standy to me.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, be honest. Like, when you watch Venom, he's really good. I think he's a really good rookie.
Well, he's not standout.
But
like
he's not,
standy,
he's not standing out the way Envoy is, or standy, like as a sub player, as like some of these other guys are. So, I don't, even Abeezy, Huke, I mean, even Huke has been Shotzi, like, so I don't know. It's interesting.
Well, Huke is what you want out of that as well, though. He's aggressive.
The only reason it would make sense is if there's some kind of internal issue. Yeah. And maybe it happened at Dallas, maybe it's happened again, but I don't know, man. I really don't know.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting. It's really, the fact that it's happened twice now, it's like, oh.
It is interesting. But hey, look, I think we won't have to speculate much longer. I hope Huke does come out and tell us what's going on, because it's interesting, to say the least. But
the other issue is, like, at what point do you start blaming the coaching staff? That's what everyone's saying now. Everyone's coming at J-Cap's neck. It's like, and I don't know.
In what way?
Well, it's like, J-Cap, you're swapping this player and this player and this player and this player. And if none of it's working, at what point is it you aren't...
You think they're not giving them a fair shot? Or it's just
I don't know.
What they're trying
it's just
to
what,
do
it's just,
it's
just like what they're trying to do.
The recipe that
I don't, and I don't personally believe this, because I think what J-Cap has done is actually the right move. I think not about Huke, but with the roster overall. Because what people are saying is this, right? You're swapping in players like crazy, right? Like TJ gets benched, Slasher gets benched, now Huke gets benched, all this temp gets replaced, right? But I told you this in week 1 that this was going to happen. I told you Slasher was going to be out. I told you Temp wasn't going to be the fit.
Yep.
I didn't necessarily predict TJ to be the one to go, but like, good. Like, sorry, it wasn't working.
Yeah.
I mean, they started to uptrend right, but I don't think TJ should have been the one to go. I think Venom should have been the one to go for Huke. So it's interesting now that they're not trying that, you know? Like, I just don't, I don't get it. And then people are critiquing JCat because it's like, well, you keep having all these roster swaps and you haven't won a chip yet. So, like, I mean, is it on the coaching staff? I don't personally think it is, because I actually think up until this point, I agree with pretty much how it's gone. Like, I knew this team was going to break up, period. And then now they're in like a rebuild phase. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does make sense. I just think from my point of view though, I just still think it was really dumb to bench Huke.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I mean, do you agree with what I said about Venom?
Yeah, completely agree. Yeah, I think Venom's great. I just don't think
he hasn't put up.
He's not stand out enough for an SMG player who needs to make a difference on a map. Yeah. Like, he's not somebody who's going to go over and be a game changer and get a 3-piece and be like, oh my god, he's just changed the game.
You see Huke in the All-Star game? He's like 0-4 in the S&D.
Yep.
And then he just gets 8 kills in a row.
No, I know.
And like, I'm sorry, and just wins the team his game.
Right?
Yeah, checkmate. Venom, I'm sorry. At this point, he ain't doing that.
No,
he's been really solid. I don't want to be a hater because he's been really good.
Yeah.
But I just think Huke has more at this moment. Huke is more potential.
It's not going at him in terms of that. It's literally comparing the obvious. That's
comparing one of the greatest SMG players in Call of Duty to a rookie who just broke in.
Yeah.
Who hasn't done what other rookies have done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fair.
What do you guys think of the change? Because I'd like to know your opinions on what you think about this change. And I think when you think about this, like, really think about what Huke does as a player. Like, when you put him in any situation, and what it also does to a player when you put them on team after team and it's a different team and switching stuff up. It takes time to really fit into that team and what they're trying to put out as a team, strategy wise. And I'm sorry, but I just think they're missing a massive piece of their puzzle there. I think they've literally just gone 10 steps back.
I'm interested to hear Huke's POV of it, on what is really going on and what's happening.
We'll break it down when we see it, for sure, like, about, what he says and stuff.
I'll be honest, like, if I was Huke now, I'd be done. I'd be asking for a trade. Straight up.
Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
You see Mud Dog's tweet?
No.
Like, his post. And, like, he's like the GM of LA Thieves. But he put out a post being like something like, we're going to try to find the best fit for Kyler within our organization, like, because he's truly a one-of-a-kind generational talent or something like that.
Right.
And it's like, people are like, right, like, you're going to, like, like, we're going to find a position that suits him on our organization. Our organization. And people are like, wait, on the bench? Like, what? Like, that's where you're going. You know what I mean? Like, so he kind of like almost, he kind of almost
he's going to retire?
He not retire, but he kind of almost insinuated that, like, they're not gonna let him go somewhere else,
right?
And he's gonna find his place within the org. But I mean, if he's like, if I'm Huke, I'm like, I'm a starter, like, period. Like, I'm sorry.
Wait, hold on, that's weird.
That's why I didn't like the post. I was like, I don't like that.
That's okay. That's a bit strange.
Yeah.
Well, I'm interested to hear what Huke has to say about it. And there's no use speculating
100%.
any more about it. But I would like to know what you guys think, and maybe potentially what your what your actual hypothetical situations might be on it. What you think is actually going on.
I actually have a question for you.
Yeah.
You saw Dallas got Vivid.
Yeah.
Fix or no fix? Don't want to focus too much on Call of Duty, but that's like, these are the two changes so far.
It's really hard to say.
They got an SMG. Illy's back to AR.
No, I know that. I know. Obviously things won't. I just didn't think things were working for Illy with SMG at all. So I'm glad he's going back to AR, and I like the role change for him.
He wasn't necessarily stand out in AR either.
He wasn't, but he wasn't as bad
Yeah.
as he was with SMG. I'm afraid.
I agree.
I think he's more comfortable on AR. I must say that Vivid wasn't really standing out for me at any point for the season. There might have been like glimmers of like, oh, that was sick. That was nice. Good. That was cool. Mm-hmm. Good stuff. But I'm sorry, but I've seen it from a lot of players as well. And this is no disrespect to Vivid at all. I just don't think it's going to fix.
League.
Yeah, I just don't think it's going to fix anything right now. I think honestly that this is a pretty like big move considering where we are in the league, and it's going to take some time. And if this doesn't work, they are really running out of time to try and figure out something as a team and to gain momentum going into the rest of the season. I mean, we have we have such a small amount of majors left. We
Yeah.
have 2 majors left before the World Championships. That's nothing. So
Yeah, I mean, like, I like the move because I just think I just don't.
Do you
think
like it?
I like it because I just think you were terrible.
yeah,
Like
but
with
the
FeLo,
question is
but
it the right move? That's the question.
Probably not, because you know what was
Get Huke
you know
back.
you know what was the right move is having Huke. Because there's some internal issue obviously for something of that magnitude to have happened, especially
Yeah.
on Dallas. But that happens with teams that are together for long periods of times. That happens. Internal issues come up. The LA Thieves thing,
Yeah.
I don't get. That's why we got to wait and see. But Dallas, sorry. Keep in mind their placements in the major were 2nd and 3rd. And then they
Yeah.
made this change and didn't win a map in the major. They had a tough bracket, don't get me wrong, but they didn't win a map. I like the change because I don't think they were gonna magically become
Yeah.
better with FeLo. I feel
Yeah.
really bad for
Can
FeLo.
I just say, I was about to say, shout out to FeLo.
Yeah.
He very much improved their S&D. I thought he was a fantastic search player.
Yeah.
I thought he played his role really, really well. And if I'm quite honest, I don't think he was the problem whatsoever in that team.
Yeah.
I think he did a great job coming onto that roster. I think he was brilliant, considering the pressure that would have been on
Yeah.
that guy's shoulders, and considering he hadn't, played pro for a very, very long time. I was very impressed.
So this is one of the issues that I've seen come up, and you don't have to comment on this, obviously, with the league stuff, because I personally love the league. Like, I love Call of Duty League, I love franchising, I love everything about it, especially for what it does for players, talent. Like, genuinely, absolutely love it.
Challengers is fantastic.
Challenger is fantastic.
Amazing.
The only issue that I've seen, and this isn't really like a league thing, it's almost just a player thing, is your stock. If you come on to a team and they continue to do poorly, it's affected. And
Isn't that the same with anything though?
Yeah, it is, but
Athletes,
it is
the same.
It is, but it's just like we're entering this whole new realm almost of, I don't know.
But we're guilty of doing it ourselves to people.
Yeah.
Like we judge them based on a few games.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I mean.
But like,
though.
I think what you've got to do, and I think that's more.
Enable benched himself.
Yeah, I think that more comes down to the public's perception of players as opposed to actual pros' perception of players, and not just like not talking just about pro players, but I'm talking about pro coaches, pro general managers, organizations, and their perception of players, and to know or have the absolute knowledge to know that maybe that player is just having an off period of time, and knowing what that player is capable of, but being able to then nurture that to be like, okay, you're having a rough period, let's bench you for a bit, you're gonna be fine, let's get you some challenges games, let's get you back on back into it, and knowing what you need to do.
What I will say with you and agree with you is I hope that people can look at FeLo's time with Dallas and actually realize how good of a player he is, because he actually did really. And this is what I'm saying.
Amazing.
This is that, and that's my point. Is I worry with stuff like that his stock is going to go down.
I don't think
when it
so.
actually should go up,
because it's different. I think it's different for FeLo, because it doesn't shine a light. I don't think him getting benched is by any means shining a negative light on him as a player. I think it's more so, I think people will understand, and I do think the general public understand that too, even benching him, is that it wasn't him that was the problem. Like, you can see that from his stats. You can. Like, he didn't play poorly at all. It's more so that something wasn't working in the team. And quite frankly, I think, honestly, Illy is not working in the team right now. And they're trying to figure out Illy's position. Because when Illy comes out to play, my God, he's a big game changer. But when it's not on, it's quite detrimental to the team. So especially in an SMG role, because SMGs are so aggressive and you need to be going out there slaying, getting kills, being the big money makers out there, and trying to make a difference on that map and really get the numbers down so you have an advantage. So I think people understand that, because it would be very different. His stock probably would go down if he'd had a terrible major personally, it stood out.
Okay, so what about Decimate? Came on to Surge, who was already terrible, and he did terrible, and they mutually parted ways. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know whether I don't want to speculate again, because I don't know what that means, mutually parted ways, but as a part of it, because you enter a team that's struggling and you then struggle because we just don't have our shit together.
Yeah, and again, but that's again, something like that, like you have to understand the game. You have to like as someone looking in, especially if you're on the inside of Call of Duty, in terms of the actual stock, like
Yeah.
somebody who decides who actually has low stock and who has high
Yeah.
stock. Okay, people like that's not up to us. We can speculate who
Yeah.
we think is going to be rubbish and who deserves to be on a team. By the end of the day, that's not us. That's not what we decide. By we, I mean you, me, everybody.
No, it comes down to the coaching staff.
It comes down
and
to the
pro
coaching
players.
staff to judge that for themselves and to talk it out amongst themselves and who they think has talent. And they should be experienced enough and knowledgeable enough to know when Decimate comes on to be a game changer on a team that is unfortunately beaten down to an absolute pulp again, yet again for the second season of CDL Surge. And nothing will fix that.
Yeah.
There is no Band-Aid. There is absolutely no stim available for that team that's going to make anything better.
It's a great point. What you're saying is a great point.
They have to know that.
You're correct. You're correct, because there's a lot of cases. You might get this reference somewhat. You know, the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, back when they were Tom Brady. But Bill Belichick and Tom Brady are literally known for taking, you know, some of you guys will probably understand this a lot. Doesn't obviously know football an insane amount.
Yeah.
American football. She's learning. But like Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, they're literally known for taking, like, I don't want to be mean and say, like, almost like lesser known players and turning them into all-stars because they clearly see something there. And that's exactly that's your point of the CDL coaches, the coaches staff, the GMs. That's now their responsibility to understand when someone's just being brought into a bad situation. And the talent's there, but it's just not going to work.
You can be super individually talented. Okay. I mean, look at Huke, for example, not to just bring that round again, but you can be super individually talented, but like you can't do it on your own.
Yeah. Not in that league.
Not in this league.
Nope.
Like, it's impossible. It's actually impossible with the amount of competitive, the amount of competitive games and teams that we have.
The competition.
It's huge. It's huge. So you can't do it on your own. It's not a one-man game. You have to be on as a team. And unfortunately, if you're already going into, probably I would say for Surge, it's a pretty toxic environment. They're probably, they're really counting their losses. They're really down. It's going to be rough to get back into it. There's probably little motivation there at the moment. So, yeah, I think it's a rough one. Huh?
Should have picked me up.
Should have picked PJ up. Should have picked me up.
It's a joke. Right. A-Train will hear that. He'll laugh. Because all last year I was joking around with Serge being like, tell him to send me the contract. Like, I'll figure this out. Send me the contract.
I wouldn't think that's half a bad idea, honestly.
Even as a coach, I'd figure it out.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I get a game win.
I have full faith in you, honey.
At least get one game win.
Maybe
not as a player.
I have full faith in you, babes.
Thanks.
I do.
That's what.
I'm now going to get up.
Q&A.
The Q&A. I'm so excited. I love the Q&A. I love it.
Center winning, in case you're wondering. They're winning right now.
Huh? Center winning? Yeah. Come on, Sen.
Sen up. Hashtag full Sen.
Oh my God. You didn't make that up, did you?
No, I didn't.
I was going to say,
people tweeted at me this morning.
Hashtag full Sen.
Yeah, no,
that's great.
I didn't make that. I know, it's sick, right?
Love that. Yeah, I love that.
That's actually probably like my favorite hashtag for them. I don't know if they'll keep using it or what, but I love that.
Okay,
all right, Q&A time.
So Q&A, like this name. So Quick Bite, like that. Quick Bite 117 has written and said, I would love to hear more about PJ's Portuguese heritage. So you are half Portuguese, right?
Yeah.
And half American.
Mm-hmm. So whatever my mom is, American.
Yeah, I think she's American, love. She's New Jerseyan.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know,
No, she's American. Sorry, everyone. Oh, God. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, everyone's ear holes. So your dad's side, Portuguese.
Yep.
Talk to us about, your Portuguese heritage,
I mean, I don't know. My dad's Portuguese. He lived in Portugal. I mean, I don't know until when. He was a kid. He lived. That's why I said he lived in Portugal.
He lives. I was like, no, he's here.
No, he lived in Portugal.
Yeah.
With my grandparents, obviously, and but I think he might have been like. Do you know how old he was when he came?
6.
Yeah, like 6 years old or something, and he came to live in the States. I mean, that's kind of it. Honestly, I don't know an insane amount. I've met a couple of.
We've been to Portugal.
Yeah, well, we've been to Portugal. I've met a couple of my, Portuguese relatives, but not many because most of them haven't come over to America at all, and also have now passed away. that's kind of it, to be honest. Looking forward to going to Portugal again, though, soon.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, not a lot. To be honest, the closest we get to Portugal at the moment is Nanny's cooking.
Yeah, my grandma's house.
Oh my god, it is delicious, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is like,
I like
you walk
to,
into the house and it is, you are in Portugal.
I'd like to, the next time we go, obviously my grandfather passed away. I'd like to, the next time we go, like try to like travel to around his parts of Portugal. You know, that'd be fun.
Absolutely, go and visit, like, you know,
like where he grew up or so, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And fun fact, PJ actually has a tattoo. You probably caught it every now and again when he's playing on something in his jersey, but he has a tattoo on the inside here which says Campeão, which means champion in Portuguese. So his heritage is very much rooted, isn't it, babe?
Which is about, it's like to do with my grandfather, basically.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, that's about it, really, isn't it? That is about it.
I wish I knew more. I'll do some digging.
Maybe do some research.
I'll do some research one day.
Research on it. I think that would that'd be useful. So we got Ice.
Nice.
Ice is coming.
Our
boy Ice. Will we ever get any more Tox merch? Best and worst part of playing as your own org. And for me, what's the most unexpectedly good thing about living in the US? So, babes, do you want to go first? Will we ever get any more Tox merch?
Probably not. Unless I decide to run Tox as like
a merch
brand, which I think is a possibility, but until then, probably not. I just have a lot of other stuff to do, my own merch, stuff with Sen, lessons that I want to do. Like, you know, there's just a lot of other things that I think put Tox as a brand, like a clothing apparel brand, on the back burner. What was this next question? I had a lot of fun with it, though, which is why I'm really excited to do my own merch.
Playing as your own org. Worst part of playing with it
and best part was having like just like, I don't know, like the achievement of doing something for ourselves, which I really loved. You know, I thought that was a really cool thing. Like, you know, Tox formed because of what had happened with the, like, not to be mean, but like the fake optic in my book. You know, we formed because we formed because of, you know, people who shouldn't have been there being there, so we kind of left. It was more of like a mutual-ish parting ways, not super mutual, but you know. And yeah, it was great. Like, you know, winning for ourselves, I think, is a really cool thing to say that we did. And then worst part would probably be, since we are doing it for ourselves, we have to manage it ourselves. And I love my teammates to death, but I don't want to manage them. So, and I'm not trying to, like, I don't mean that in a mean way, but like, I'm more of the prepared person
I think that you'd understand.
Yeah, like I'm the one getting the emails and trying to navigate stuff.
Yeah, you were like GM everything. So
yeah. So I'd say that was the worst part of it, was just like trying to manage my teammates, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to manage them.
Yeah, well, okay, so Tox merch might be on hold at the moment, just to see where that goes in the future, but we actually are currently having a whole rebrand for Snakebite, so that is going to be super fun. Merch will be coming out as soon as that rebrand is complete, and you know, we've got it to a point where we're happy, and you know, like something you're proud of.
I'm so excited.
It's going to be awesome.
I'm so excited for the logo. And to be doing my own merch. Can I say
who's working on the logo?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we actually have the one and only Aaron Create working on the logo.
My
so
boy.
You already know it's going to be freaking fire. Yeah. We've gone with something really cool, sleek, like just something simple, that's very like
just me.
It's you, without saying it's simple, because you ain't simple, but I think it's just
clean.
It just suits you, and it suits what he is about. You know, he's not too in your face, but he's like, I don't know. I would say you're a class act, babe.
Thank you.
You're welcome. He's lovely.
I love really doing excited. The merch with Tox. Again, obviously you were there for the whole thing, like when we first started it.
Yeah.
I'm super excited.
And I'm very excited because I hope, you know, I'm really hopeful to be able to work one-on-one with Aaron to try and talk through merch when the logo and stuff is finalized, so we can get some really fire stuff out for you guys, and it'll be wicked. It'll be absolutely maybe. What's your question? Do a Snakebite times 2 the grind.
Oh, imagine.
Yeah, it was so good. My question was, what's the most unexpectedly good thing about living in the US?
Chick-fil-A.
Oh my god.
No.
Chick-fil-A sauce.
Yeah. No, give an actual answer. Like best unexpected part of living here.
Best unexpected part.
Yeah. Anything?
I'm just trying to think of unexpected, because I'm quite a well-traveled person, so it's like
you've been to the States plenty, but you know, by the time
Okay, best unexpected part. You want to know what it is?
What's that?
not having to pump my own gas. That is wicked.
Well, that's
don't
not
have to
the
get out.
No.
Don't have to get gas on my hands. Nothing. Wicked.
No.
What?
You got to come up with something else.
Why?
That's a New Jersey thing. That's not.
So
that's
it's where
not
I am.
It's not a states thing though. Like it's not like an. I mean, you can leave that as your answer. You can leave that as your answer for now. But I'm just saying, I don't feel like that's a good one.
Okay, I would say the best unexpected thing. Okay, it's not really unexpected. Again, I could tell you so many things that are the best things of like being in the States, but I'm not sure about unexpected. I would say Chick-fil-A sauce, pumping my own, not having to pump my own gas, and I would also say, I would also say knowing when you've got mail. That's amazing. The little flag goes up, you know you got mail. Oh my god, that's amazing.
Flag goes down.
Oh, the flag's down for when you got mail?
She doesn't know.
Oh crap, I haven't got a clue when I got mail. I always get so mixed
flag
up.
Goes down. No, I got me confused. No, flag's down.
Is it flags down when you've got mail? So flag's up when you don't have mail? Oh no, flag's up when you're wanting to send mail.
I'm pretty sure. You're confusing me now. Well, now you got me confused.
I
but
can't remember.
Either way, your point still stands.
I mean, you must always have mail. Every time the flag's up, I'm like, oh. Okay, forget it. I don't know.
No, that's a good one.
So many things.
That's a good one.
So many different things.
I like that one. That's a good one.
Chick-fil-A sauce is amazing.
And they actually sell it now too.
They do. Oh god, I love it.
Unexpected.
So good, so unexpected, and so amazing. It makes me so happy.
Next question. We got to start.
Yeah,
we got to fire through them.
I know. So Black Magic has asked, is there any plans on expanding your brand or presence outside of COD in the future? Now, I actually did read this earlier and I thought to myself, I'm not sure entirely what you're referring to.
Might be talking about you.
I can answer. Yeah, but I'm not sure whether you're talking about the podcast, whether you're talking about me. What I will say on both of those, just in case, because I'm not sure which one.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, like, I feel like I already have done that. I mean, I have done, you name it, I've done it. Most things I have literally been.
Can I actually kind of like answer this for you?
Yeah, okay.
Like you have done literally so many games to the point where your brand of where you've worked and who the organizations you've been part of or organizations.
Developers,
companies, developers, producers, like your brand isn't necessarily stuck to one game, but at the moment you are, you went from doing FIFA and some Call of Duty and Halo. You started with COD and then you went to like Halo and FIFA and you've done Rainbow Six. And
I think the best way
Apex.
to answer this is like, so you have to start somewhere when you're doing something. So obviously I did loads of stuff. Yeah. But my speciality would be FPS games. Yeah. It's something that I do as a hobby and I love and I did growing up. So to me, that's always like my absolute everything. It's what I want to do. I think like in terms of expansion, like obviously Halo for me is a huge interest because that's the first time I ever desk hosted and it's the first game I ever picked up.
I wouldn't say that's really expanding though.
No, it's not. But I'm just saying like I think for somebody who doesn't know me.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Then and they think I just do COD. Yeah. It's different.
That's fair.
I do like COD to me is also a huge like I would say like I have two first loves in terms of games and that's COD and Halo because they were side by side when I was growing up. I can't even remember which one really was actually the first game I picked up. I actually can't. It's both of them. I don't know. But then in terms of 2xTheGrind, if that is what you're referring to, because I'm not sure if you are, we do talk about loads of different things. We obviously, this podcast is to do with our life, and our life is COD and Halo. But we talk about all sorts of different things and all sorts of different topics. So, yes, expansion, just like you should expand your map pool, because that is the best way to win a major championship. So next question, we have got Fresh Avocados on the line. He says, will we ever get to see some Snakebite or 2xTheGrind branded merch?
Kind of already answered that.
What would your personal goal be for giving lessons during / before Halo Infinite? That's a nice little segue actually. And will LVP stream on Twitch soon? So first, I'll answer first question. Yes, you will get to see Snakebite merch for absolute definite. 2xTheGrind merch. Haven't really thought about that much yet, but yes, most likely we'll probably, I think we'll do it side and side probably with Snakebite when we get stuff going and, kind of, we come to terms with like who we're using and how we're getting stuff out and it's all those logistics stuff. But I'm thinking, what do we think about these folks? Because I've had a few requests actually about cups, mugs. Yeah. So let me know what you think. Mugs.
We'll come up with something. We'll do something.
We can all sip along.
We'll do something.
It'd be great.
sure. For 2xTheGrind, 100%.
Lessons.
What was the question about lessons?
What would your personal goal be for giving lessons /before Halo Infinite?
Personal goal for giving lessons. I just like helping people. I think it's something, avocados is obviously my stream a good amount. I really enjoy when people come in and have honest questions and stuff for their game, and I can give feedback and people can retain that information and apply it and notice a difference, and I think it's something I've always really enjoyed. And with lessons specifically, I've always been like, the reason I've never done them before is because I've always been like, you could just ask me anything and I'll answer it, and that's it. I just want to help people. But I've learned through the years the only way to actually help someone like really improve is by having that one-on-one session and the one-on-one connection of like how I'm going to help you. Like generalization doesn't work for lessons. It helps to a degree, but doesn't fully help. So my goal is just going to be to help people. I'm fortunate where I feel like I've been competing for 12 years and I've retained a lot of information, and I think overall I'm pretty I'm pretty analytical and use logistics in my reasoning behind stuff. So I think that I can really help some people.
I love that. And watch the space lessons and stuff and booking confirmation and all of that kind of stuff coming very soon on a website, which we'll be launching
soon.
Very
Hopefully
soon, actually. This week, potentially at the end of the week. So watch out for that one if you guys are interested. So next one is, let me see, I've lost it. I have lost it. Yeah, here we go. Will LVP stream on Twitch soon? Correct. Yes, I will be. Correct.
Yes. Say yes or no.
I will. Yes, I will be. Avocados. I am actually waiting. I'm pretty much ready to go to stream. It's just that I'm waiting for my space, my domain to do it, which will be when the basement is complete. So yes.
You might want to. We'll have to figure this out later. But you might want to stream in the basement or like where I'm going to be at, or even once we get you that second camera. You might even just want to do it with your studio because you already have such an amazing studio where you might just want to do it there. But I feel like you'll want to set up down there no matter what, just to chill with me.
To be honest, I think I'll probably will stream downstairs because we're not going to exactly stream at the same times all the time, are we? We're going to have different streams.
Yeah, but I'm worried about like if you're streaming and say like ice cream or something, like I'd be interrupting you so much. Well,
we'll have to figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I'll always have a studio.
But she will be streaming.
But yes, I will be.
I'm excited for your streams.
Me too. I'm excited as well. I'm very excited too.
Gotta figure out what game you're gonna play.
Oh, I'm gonna play loads of different games. COD. I'll have COD streams. I'll have.
You're just gonna play everything that you would play.
Yeah, RPG, everything. It's Wheezy asks the ultimate question for the grind. If you were a coffee, what coffee would you be?
Dark roast.
It would be a dark roast. Because when it roasts, it gets dark.
I'm bold.
You're bold.
That's what, I don't know. What'd you say? That's what a dark roast is. Bold.
I would say,
sleepy.
If I was a coffee, sleepy. The hell?
I only said that because
exposing me out
I
here.
only said that because of today. Because you've been working so hard. It's not exposing you. It's a joke.
That's not even a. Also, can I just say? Do you know how ridiculous that is? Coffee is the opposite of sleepiness. So
you'd have something brand new.
Oh, I can't. Excuse me.
It's actually not true. I think they have
what's it in sleeping things? What is it?
Melatonin? Melatonin?
I don't know.
What the hell are you talking about? What? You say like a Bella.
Melon.
Melon flavored coffee.
Yeah, it's melatonin.
And that's why I said.
You're wrong.
All right, so what kind of coffee would you be? I was only joking.
I think I'd be a latte. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Easy to drink. A little bit milky. Just,
Next question.
Anyway, continue.
I actually don't know what I would be. I'd be, you know what I would want to be?
What?
I'd want to be a coffee that you could just drink throughout the entire day.
Why?
Because that's me. I just need caffeine throughout the whole day.
I was about to say, what, because people just love you all day?
No.
I do. So.
Thank you. I love you.
Alexis Gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Like that name. Would you ever try and cast other esports events? And would you ever work with Intero and Kickstar? That would be the GOAT casting team. So I
kind of already answered it.
Yeah, kind of already answered this, but I have worked a bunch of other esports events. I've actually have worked Rainbow Six. So funny little story about that. I actually worked with Rain Day Gaming for that one. And Veli and Blue. It was really, really fun actually in Stokes.
It's in Vegas, right?
Yeah, in Vegas. Yeah. But I've never worked with Intero, but I have met Parker before. And I've also never worked with Kickstar. But yeah, I mean, look, you know, out of season and stuff, like the odd thing here and there, absolutely. But I do feel like at the moment I have very much found my home. Well, and I don't think I would be doing other esports justice. I do feel like if it wasn't like a specific esport event like Rainbow Six and stuff, I would feel more than comfortable going and doing it. But I just feel like I feel like esport. Let me finish, darling. Let me finish. So I feel like other esports deserve you know,
full-time
actual
professionals,
analysts, actual experienced people who know what they're talking about. And, you know, I'm not having to take 3 weeks to study super hard and give you, I would just say, like, secondhand knowledge. And it's not knowledge backed on anything. It's knowledge that I'm gaining from watching currently. And there's no actual reinforced knowledge behind it, if that makes any sense. So yes, the answer to this is yes, I would. But it has to be like certain different types of things within that I'm comfortable giving the public what they deserve, if that makes any sense.
I'm sorry to try to cut you off, but I know I do, and I need to stop doing it. But what I was gonna say is, I feel like the time period, what people need to understand is, I feel like in esports in particular, the time period of doing multiple games is becoming less and less because most esports are so full-time where it requires full-time attention. So to do the COD League and do every single league match with majors and everything, that is your full-time. That's where you're at, you know, and like you're going to do some Warzone stuff and everything. But
Warzone comes
hand in hand with it. But, you know, like I think it's fair enough to ask about would you expand, but that's the direction esports is kind of moving. Like you said, I feel like you feel like you found your home with Call of Duty. You love all other esports.
Yeah,
and
I found my home with COD and I found my home with Halo. Both of those to me are something that I would play on the daily and love and want to know everything about I possibly could. And I think that's what I'm talking about, is like, you, as you know, I think the public and the people and the community and fans deserve somebody who is actually going to give them what they deserve in terms of a broadcast. I think that's the most important thing.
You've actually experienced what you've talked about, which is like cramming to study.
I've done it.
Because you've done it.
I did it to get to where I want to be. I made sure that I wasn't going to be, leaving anything in the tank for these new esports that I was doing. I made sure I knew what I was talking about. I made sure that I could deliver a broadcast appropriately, because at the end of the day, what am I there for then? You know, that's my job.
Is it more enjoyable not having that stress of like cramming knowledge before, kind of?
Absolutely. I think it's for different levels. I love what I do now, because don't get me wrong, I still go and research stuff. I still go and watch VOD back, but I have a good understanding of what I'm doing and what I'm seeing. So therefore it becomes enjoyable because the passion's there, because I literally finish work and we'll go game and I'll play that game. I'll play Cold War and it's fun and I'm passionate about it. So it's very different from cramming something completely new and having to really try and dial in on something. Just to expand on that, because actually the next question is heavily to do with me again. So Ace Lethem 7 says a bunch of different casting questions, which I will answer kind of like very quickly in unison. So what made you start casting? I've always loved speaking to people, and I've always loved public speaking, never been scared of it. Something that just comes naturally to me. And I didn't know what I wanted to be when I was older, and I kind of wanted to do something that was to do with speaking. So I wanted to be a television presenter. Started off in traditional sports, got spotted by somebody because of my Twitter. I had some gaming stuff on there. They noticed me, asked me to come and do a Call of Duty Last Chance qualifier in London back in 2017, and the rest is history. So that's how I started. My inspiration. This is a good question. It's kind of rough because I don't really have like a major inspiration in terms of what I do, because I haven't been around for a super long time. But I would say, like, honestly, my inspiration is any other woman in esports. They inspire me. Like being able to do what they do in their different fields and their different games. You know, Zoe, Pansy, Jess Brohard. There's so many females, you know, Ethia, Shocks, Smixy. I could name so many. Frascurin. Oh my God, there is too many of them. Just for them to be able to get up there, be badass and do what they do, that's inspiring to me. So it's not a specific person. And then I also am really inspired by my colleagues, my male colleagues too. They inspire me because of how incredible they are, how you know, how welcoming and how they can just literally treat me as an equal. And that to me is also inspiring, because that to me is the right step forward. So next question, what would you do if you had not been a caster? Interior design, potentially makeup artist or something like that. Something creative. I love like being creative. What's my favorite part about casting? Thanks, babe. Favorite part about casting? It's got to be the big moments, you know, the big moments that take turns in a season or something. You know, those to me are awesome, and I get really excited about it. You can attest to this, because I probably make your eardrums bleed from upstairs. I scream at the games, and I scream, laugh, cry, at everything. Yeah. I had one day, literally it was the other day, and I screamed, laughed, and I genuinely cried in my broadcast
with the
day.
Study piece.
So it's just moments like that I really like.
Absolutely. It doesn't hurt my eardrums though. There's we got doors, and I'm downstairs and I hear it, but it's not. It's okay.
Last two
I can
questions.
tell it's loud though.
Last two questions from Ace. Fave game you play and cast? At the moment, it's Call of Duty, and I'm sure when Infinite comes out, it'll be, you know, a very, very even equal. What got you into the gaming industry? Kind of said that. What made you start casting? Kind of said that again. Got me into is I was genuinely scouted by Martin.
Your first answer.
My first answer. So, and then he says, "Think that's enough, lol." And I say, thank you so much. I say thank you very much.
Thanks
for
for the question.
Okay, so Paige, you can answer this one. What's your favorite place to get coffee, and what's your order and why?
I mean, I don't really have like a great answer. Like, I mean, like, okay, there's different like levels to this. Like if I'm just chilling here, we don't have great coffee places around here. So like, I like I'm gonna be guilty. I like a Starbucks coffee. I really do.
You like a Starbucks?
Yeah. But we don't have great stuff around where we live. My favorite would probably be I mean, I couldn't tell you where it was from, but when we went to Portugal, we would go to this like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like marina? Yeah, marina. And it had this like coffee shop that served food and stuff too. And every morning we go and get this like amazing cappuccino, and it's the best. I'm not joking. If I go back to Portugal, I will find this place again.
Same.
Just to get it again. And that's how good it was. But I don't really have a favorite coffee spot. I really liked when we went to Texas. Do you remember, I think it was South by Southwest. Do you remember that coffee shop we went to in Texas?
Yes.
That was really good. I forgot what it's called. I think it started with an H.
I actually had a picture of it down here, but it didn't have a picture of the name of it.
I don't know.
It was delicious.
I thought it was something with an H, but you know what I'm talking about.
Is it the coffee shop that we met up with TJ and Van after? Or at?
I think so.
Yeah, it was. And then we went off for lunch,
remember? And we went for lunch, I believe so.
I'm trying to find something to tell you what my favourite is, because I took a picture of it a very long time ago.
Your favourite coffee?
I've ever tasted. Okay. My favourite ever tasted.
Is it the one in London?
No, it's not. It's actually one in Seattle. It's actually, funny enough, at the World Champs.
I know what you're talking about. I remember you going there. You ain't gonna find that, love.
I might.
I don't think you will.
I was trying to do it by the time you'd finished giving, you know, what you think was I can't find it.
You gotta get next question. What's your favorite?
What's mine?
Yeah.
My favorite is this coffee place in Seattle. Tashi might know the name of it. If Tashi is watching this, Tashi may know the name of it. I also have to probably ask Brav as well, because Tashi and Brav took us there.
They live in Seattle. They live around there, so it probably helps.
This coffee was unbelievable.
Yeah. You have to. We'll have to remember next. I'm sure we'll go to Seattle at some point.
We will go back there. I had so many of them after I tasted that. I was like, I have to. Yeah. I think I literally had like 3 in one day at one point. It was that nice.
Were you bouncing off the walls?
I wasn't.
Just good coffee.
It was just amazing. So it was like had a certain name, but I can tell you it had like orange zest, something else. Oh my God, I can't even
You're
explain
getting real
it.
descriptive.
I know. Something else. It was, let me just tell you, it was unreal.
You named one ingredient that said something else.
Something else.
Yeah.
Some coffee.
I'm sure someone will figure that out.
God,
I'm sure someone will figure it out.
And the next questions, I'm going to find it while he's answering, because I tell you now, it was one of a kind.
Hey, it was post it to your Instagram or something?
I did.
Okay, so
I'll
what's the
have to
next
find
question? And then you can go find it, because
Yes.
you started scrolling before you gave me the next one.
Anyway, okay. What does that mean?
60-50 or 1 2 3 5. For me, it'd be 1 2 3 5.
What is that?
It's an optic thing. It's like the house that they lived at. 60-50 is the first house. Scuff house was 1 2 3 5.
Which one did you live in?
1 2 3 5.
Okay.
So I can't really like give an actual good answer. I mean, I feel like they probably would have picked 60-50, because I feel like when I went, it was good for me. It was good for our team, but the vibes weren't the best.
Yeah.
When I went, good for me and great for like our team was great. I mean, we we won 2 tournaments in a row living there, and then we went and won Worlds.
Yeah.
And then went home for a little bit, came back. Yeah, it was just like, it was good times, but the vibe overall wasn't great. People weren't happy at the time.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to deep dive in that another time. Daniel, actually, sorry, Reloadable. Thank you for asking that question. I didn't actually say your username, but Reloadable said 60-50 or 1 2 3 5.
Yeah.
Daniel Carlson, do you know if Pro Halo Infinite is going to be on PC or console? Do you know, love?
No, I don't.
Neither
I don't think anyone knows, to be honest with you.
Daniel, we're all in the dark with you.
I don't know if they know.
We're all in the dark. We're waiting for the torch.
Yeah.
Waiting for the light to be shone. Beth,
What
I
was
love
the
you,
word
Beth.
you were going for?
Shone. I don't know.
Beth asked the question.
Beth, I love Beth.
Yeah, me too.
She's one of my favorites. High Tech Regnet 3.
Yeah.
Beth. She says, favorite way to reset. I love her questions, by the way. Favorite way to reset or de-stress after a long, hard day of casting, scrims, practice, or just a general rough day. Well, thank you, Beth.
You want to go first?
Oh, I'll go first. Okay. So I would probably say for me, it's the dogs.
Yeah.
Like, it's the dogs. It's you and the dogs, to be honest, for me. Being with them, everything just melts away. Like, it just does. Like, you just instantly, and it is actually a proven scientific thing. Like, stroking an animal, stroking a pet, having some love from them or affection.
They become your therapy dogs.
It actually does. It's therapy. It's a form of therapy.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, it's the dogs. Going out for a walk, taking myself away from the house for a minute.
Yeah.
Like I said this to you the other day, didn't we? When we were walking in the morning, I was like, I love doing that, because it just takes me away for a second. I can just relax and just completely redo, for a minute, my headspace and stuff, because it can get pretty intense in the house. We're having a lot of stuff done, we're having a lot of work done, extremely busy. My schedule, yours is extremely busy as well. It can get a bit intense. So like, just getting out of the house with the dogs, seeing how happy they are, they do funny things, and just having a laugh with them and with you, it's just so much fun. So I'd say that. And then for me, honestly, is video games. But I would say I tend to go into a more creative video game if I'm having a rough day and I just want to relax. I'll go and play an RPG game.
Story mode game. Yeah.
I'll go play an RPG. What about you, my love?
Major first answer would definitely be just anything to do with you and the dogs. I mean, you know this now. I feel like now I deal with stress so much better than I ever did, because I just feel, I've kind of talked about it, not to get too sappy, but like before with gaming, I just didn't feel like I had this like other purpose. Oh, that's it. What is that?
I got no, you continue.
Okay.
I'll tell you after.
I didn't feel like I had this like other purpose, and not necessarily like the dogs are my purpose, or you know what I mean, but like I just didn't have like an outlet. It was gaming, all about gaming 24/7, and that's where my focus went. Where really, since we've been together, and then now obviously with the dogs and everything, I just feel like when I'm super stressed out and I finish a competition or whatever, I can like go downstairs and we can go for a walk or do something, and it just kind of
melts away.
Just kind of goes away. And then like when I get up the next day, I just feel perfectly fine.
Or we have a really good chat about it.
Yeah, or like, I'm like punching the air for like half the day, but you get to listen to me vent. Like,
I'm the same as well.
Yeah,
I always go to you for, like, with anything that I'm feeling when I'm sad, angry, stressed, happy, whatever it is, I always go to you, and we just have a really good conversation about stuff, and it's really nice.
Which is what
it's a judgment-free zone between you and I. We just, you know.
I think like for me, it's just something I was missing a lot of. Yeah. And then obviously like you just love me, so you just like
I do.
You listen to me, and she understands where I'm coming from with what I'm saying. Where other people, like. I mean, my parents are like, for example, like my parents are great at listening at me complain, but like they just might not understand like to the same degree. You know what I mean?
Well, I think it's different with your partners.
That's what I was going to say. It's just different.
They know you very, very well with different things, and your parents know you for different reasons as well.
And the dogs just don't care. They're just like, oh, great.
Like, I just love you no
They're
matter
just like,
what.
Oh, great. I saw you an hour ago, but you're back. Like, I'm so happy.
10 minutes ago, I am absolutely elated you're back. I love you.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the best
If I couldn't pick that, because like I don't get to say video games. Like, video games aren't a de-stressor to me.
Well, it's because you don't venture off into anything else other than...
I just don't get enjoyment out of it.
What you do.
So I'd say, like, if I
get enjoyment out of gaming, though. I know you.
It's just, like, a different... I'm just competitive.
You have... I know, you're extremely... Well, that's why it makes you so good at what you do, love.
But, like, if I'm, like, tilted from competing in Halo or something, like, competition goes away, I'm not going to go play... I'm not going to go play, like, Call of Duty pubs. So, like, if I can't... So, you... the dogs, like, just our life,
and
honestly.
Working out,
I'd say like working out, and like honestly lately, because I've picked it up over the past year, golfing.
Oh yeah,
going out in the morning. I love going out in the morning. I think it's really.
Well, you say that it actually helps you to unwind and think about stuff.
I feel way more productive and creative after golfing, and like you could just say anything like like I feel the same way like when we walk. Like when we go for a walk with the dogs. I mean, how many awesome ideas have we come up with?
Oh my God.
We came up with the name of the podcast on a walk.
Yeah, we did actually.
You know what I mean? Yep. And just it's those types of moments and those types of things that really, I mean, to be honest, it's changed my life, changed my outlook completely.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. No, papas. Do you want to know?
Do
you want to know the coffee?
What's it called?
The best coffee I've ever had in the world, and to this day, still like crave it to this day. Okay. So... it is by a coffee shop in Seattle called 5 Stones.
5 Stones.
My caption from, 17th of April 2018 says 5 Stones, best coffee I have ever had, full stop. So what the coffee is a Cafe Stefano. It's espresso and milk with vanilla, but the vanilla is from a vanilla pod. So it's like legit vanilla. And then with hazelnut, cinnamon, and a spritz of orange on the rocks. And I tell you now...
You remember the orange?
Yes, I remember. Because I remember tasting it and then thinking... Because I remember seeing that and I was like...
Who remembers that? Like,
Because it's the best coffee I've ever had.
3 years ago, but you didn't remember anything else, just the orange.
Well, because the reason why I remembered that is because it was such a unique thing to have
that's fair.
In a coffee.
Yeah, that's fair.
But not only just to have in a coffee, but to have coming from a coffee shop.
Mm-hmm.
Like as a normal order on the board. That coffee...
That's fair.
Oh my gosh, that was like unbelievable. Like unbelievable. If I worked in Seattle and I had to go to work every day, that'd make me smile every morning. I'd be like, yep, off I trot to go and get my Cafe Stefano.
Wherever you go into work, you'd be like, wow, you're here 4 hours early.
Extra spritz of orange, please. Oh my God, it was
I'm glad
so
you found
gorgeous.
It. That's cool.
I'm so glad I found it as well.
Any
but
other
not
questions?
only that, look how beautiful
the
shop
cool.
is.
I can't wait to go. It'll be fun to go.
Yeah, we're going to have to go. Isn't that cute as
where
well?
we
The
met.
ice cream shop too.
Seattle.
It is literally where we met.
The place we met.
Where I interviewed you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Any more questions?
There is no more questions, I believe. I'm going to double check though. I love
Q&As. I love talking about stuff.
There wasn't any under your
no,
retweet,
everyone
was there?
went to the tweet.
Awesome. Let me just double check though, because I don't want to leave anyone out, considering we're just going to dedicate this episode to it. I got 3 comments here.
I had a great time answering questions. I love answering questions.
Will the casters be at Land Major 4? No, we're not going to be at Land Major 4. We're having extremely limited people, so casters will not be at Land Major 4. There's only be one person going out of talent to interview. That's not me. So yes, no casters. And somebody asked me, when are they going to get rid of the awful green screen desk that they have used all season? Just go with regular Zoom window chat box format. It's worked fine for all the major news at media outlets. And someone says, amen. Listen here, Ian. That's not my decision to make, so I cannot tell you when they're going to get rid of it,
or if they will.
Or if they will. All I know is they very much like their virtual studio. It's a bit of fun while we're at home. We have no control over it, so I have no answer for you. And guess what? If you don't like it, then just close your eyes for a minute and listen. So there you go. Yeah, that's all of them. That's all of the questions. Yeah, I love a Q&A.
Yeah, me too. I love it.
I love talking to you guys.
Like
I really do.
I think we eventually, if the podcast takes off enough, right, one day, I think we eventually could do 2 episodes where one we talk like esports, and then another where we just kind of like chill out and answer questions and talk. Yeah, like just stuff like that.
Yeah, I think eventually, when we're down in the basement and stuff, and we've got like a regular setup, because I have to reset the camera every time and stuff.
Get Jake here to edit.
I think we honestly might have some callers call in and stuff, like some of our friends from the esports world and stuff like that. I think it'd be really fun to have them on and to chat to them. And then, as COVID dies down, and if we do get people visiting, it'd be great to have them on live as well. Absolutely. So we'll definitely, have that at some point in the future. But yeah. Shall we rate our coffee? Rufus. What do we think of Rufus Teague?
I want you to go first today. What would you give it?
I would probably give it... I would say I'm not a huge fan of like the smoked flavour of it. So I'd probably say I'd actually give this one probably my lowest yet, I think. Probably like a 7.4.
Okay.
It just wasn't my favourite. I actually haven't drank it, and I usually have finished it. Yeah. So I haven't really drank too much of it.
That may be my fault. I think I forgot to put sugar in it. No, I'm just joking.
It's not just the sugar part. It's the smokiness that I can taste too.
I give it an 8. I actually really liked it, but this is one of the things with it. I made it a little bit different today for me because we didn't have. We usually put some creamer in it, like heavy cream and sugar, and we only had the tiniest amount, which I gave to you. So I had it. Yeah. I had sugar, and then what?
I just noticed something.
What?
Next time we're gonna have to lower this mic. Your whole face is completely covered. All episode you've been on like this. It's alright. We can hear you. So yeah. Hello. Where did you go?
I'm hiding. You can't see I'm here anymore.
Blocking out the haters.
No, man. That makes me feel bad because I should have been like this the whole time.
That's
I don't
all right.
think I was.
Whatever.
Anyway, what did I do today? Oh, didn't have any creamer, so I put some oat milk, some sugar.
Oh, it's oat milk in it.
Yeah, I put some oat milk, and then I put I actually put a little bit of cinnamon. I don't know why. I just had this idea. I read somewhere someone putting cinnamon in their coffee, and I was like,
you put cinnamon in that?
No, not in yours.
Just in yours.
Just in mine.
Can I have a sip? Is there any there?
There's only the tiniest amount. You can try it.
Hold on,
Let me know what you think.
I'm sorry, that looks horrible.
Well, try it. You don't like it?
Oh my god.
You don't like it?
Babe, that's really awful.
I'd give it an 8.
I'm going to sneeze. That is really not good, babes. But you know what? Whatever floats your boat, love.
I liked it. I mean,
we're going to talk after this episode. That was... Yeah, that's what he's gone rogue, folks.
You know what's
funny?
You know what's funny?
You cannot rate that coffee.
You know what's funny?
You have not tasted it.
You know what's funny is that you are critiquing my coffee, and what you're not realizing is that I gave you the little bit of creamer that we had.
Oh, I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot, love. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So you're gonna roast me for having something you don't like?
No, I'm not roasting. I'm just saying I couldn't drink that, love. But you know what? Power to you, babes, for powering through and getting and drinking the entire thing.
Coffees? No, I think it's probably a normal thing.
I feel like you've emptied half of a cinnamon bottle in that.
No, I did not. That's a lie.
Very strong.
Is it?
Very.
I didn't think it was too strong.
Well, I'm going to tell you now. It's very strong. But you know what? Whatever makes you happy.
You know why?
Why?
I'm strong.
You are strong. You're very strong. You're very strong. Or with that, you guys are strong. With that, we're actually going to end the episode. That is going to do it for episode 14 here of 2xTheGrind. I hope you guys have enjoyed us being just utter goofballs once again. But I can't thank you guys enough for sending in the questions for the Q&A. Yeah. We love hearing, what you guys want to know and getting to know us a bit more. I want to get to know you guys too. So leave a comment, talk to us, give us some feedback. Let us know how your day's been going. If there are any coffees that you want us to try, that you've tried, that you love. Has anyone actually gone to the coffee shop I've been talking about called 5 Stones?
Yeah.
Has anyone gone there and tried that coffee? And if you are local to it, go and try that coffee. It's so flipping good. Talk to us. Let us know. We love hearing from you guys. But with that said, I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday. And as always,
stay on the grind. I had to think about it. Did I get it right?
Perfect.
Okay. You know what? Because you switched this up week 1. Yeah, you started flip-flopping on me. I don't even know what it was between. That's the funny part. Stay on the grind and what? What's the other one? Actually, don't tell me because then I can't get it wrong.